All right, you guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at this ridiculous ass video that Bendover posted to his YouTube channel. It's about 4 minutes long and it's titled, "I Wish I Knew This at 18," which is just the craziest title because for those of you who don't know, Bendover pled guilty to the brutal gang of a 15-year-old girl. Him, his brother, and his friend all participated in the brutal assault of this 15-year-old girl, and since then, like I have to mention in every single video, he has been making jokes about it, laughing about it. It's become like an internet meme for him. So the fact that he titled this video, "I Wish I Knew This at 18," is very interesting because he committed this crime when he was 18 years old. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to bring your attention to this clip that he posted on his Instagram where he is reacting to himself, okay? And I found the clips that he is reacting to very interesting because, well, it's from my video. I put these clips together, and the reason why I know that this is from my video specifically is because you can see the transition is kind of like a white fog transition. And I'll even show you a clip of me editing this because yes, I edit on my phone. It's exactly the clips that, I edited together for my last video. And why does this matter? It doesn't. But the fact that Azoulay is literally commenting in his own comment section saying, "My team put this together and I couldn't help but share my reaction." First of all, you don't have a team. Second of all, your team did not put this together. The person who put this together is me, and I am not on your team, and he knows that. And he says, "Now I understand the haters." And just look at the way he laughs at this, like as if he's laughing with us. But Ben, we are not laughing with you. We are laughing at you, okay? So just check out this clip because it's so ridiculous the way he's like laughing at himself. Like he's so funny,
Now, it's very important that you guys understand, I'm not here to fight the whole internet.
And I want to fight every single person on the internet. It's not me, it's him. It's him. He wants to fight them. It's not me. It's that guy right there. Now I get why people on the internet gets driven crazy by me.
Now I get why people on the internet gets driven crazy, but shut the fuck up, dude. But anyways, let's get on to this video. So in this video, he is explaining that the world is soft nowadays, right? And it's so soft that men are becoming weak. The irony of this lecture coming from somebody who literally lives the most soft-ass pillow princess lifestyle is hilarious, but let's get into it.
I'm sitting and thinking to myself, we live in such an easy world today. So easy that you as a man became weak. You became soft. And that is why so many men are in pain today. They are suffering because they're afraid of going through the suffering. A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears. You have to understand that every man in history that you've ever heard of went through the pain. He went through the pressure. You think everything that I have just came and fell to me right out of the sky? Do you think I didn't have to wake up every single morning at 3 a.m., jump in the ice, get 3 workouts a day, be on a damn diet, eat a shitty steak and a few eggs, calorie deficit, suffering, starving myself, getting inside the gym, putting on myself so much pressure?
Wait. Eating a shitty steak and some eggs? That's like a luxury meal. But besides that, he's saying, "Oh, do you think everything I have today just fell out of the sky?" Well, yeah. Yeah, I do. That is exactly how you got what you have because your mom gives you an allowance. And also, real strength isn't waking up at 3 a.m., taking an ice bath, going to the gym, whatever the hell he's saying. Real strength is men who take responsibility, men who protect women, men who protect their families, men who protect children and the vulnerable. And you have done none of those. Anyone can cosplay discipline on Instagram. We have seen over and over again Wes Watson acting like he's waking up at 4 a.m. every day, even though he's literally cracked out of his mind. He wasn't waking up at 4 a.m., going to the gym, being super strict. Maybe he was doing that at one point, but eventually he was lying.
Putting on myself so much pressure. But what does pressure do? Men, we're like diamonds. We thrive under pressure. We die under comfort. Every single man in history that you've heard of, every king, every emperor, every leader, they went through the pressure. They loved the chaos. They loved the pain. They loved everything that they went through. They could have just had a normal life. But Alexander the Great didn't want to have a normal life.
Okay, first of all, Pressure doesn't automatically create greatness. Pressure also reveals who you are, reveals who you really are. So sure, pressure can sometimes make you a better person, make you stronger, whatever, but it can also reveal your weakness. And then he says something like, every single man in history loved pressure. Every king loved war. Here is where he gets into his like fantasy delusions, like he always does, like creates some sort of, action movie in his mind. Healthy, successful, stable men are not trying to live in constant war, okay? They're building stable marriages, raising healthy children, growing stable, thriving businesses, being dependable fathers. The goal isn't endless conflict. The goal for most people, actual successful businessmen, the goal for them is enjoying the peace that you've earned. But he wouldn't know anything about that because he's never built anything, you guys. He's never built a successful business. His whole thing is pretending like he's a successful businessman for Instagram, but not actually having anything to show for it. And also, comparing himself to Alexander the Great, a guy who conquered continents, and he can't even conquer an algorithm, is crazy, okay? He's trying to conquer an algorithm, but he can't because he keeps getting roasted. He acts like he'll say this even, he acts like he's so influential and he has all these followers. Dude, take a look at his comment section. It's nothing but, especially on YouTube, he has all these subscribers, no views, no comments, and the people who are commenting are roasting him. So calm down, okay? Alexander the Great wasn't remembered because he took ice baths and woke up at 3 a.m.
He told everybody that he was a demigod, that he was coming for everyone. Alexander the Great started at the age of 16 when he went to his first battle, his first war. You today as a man, you're 30 years old and you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do tomorrow morning.
Motherfucker, you're a broke back bitch, PDF, businessman, wannabe, and the only thing you need to worry about is going to the ice bath and gym because your mommy pays your bills. Notice how his entire definition of suffering boils down to fitness habits. He doesn't have to worry about anything else because literally he has no bills to pay. He's still suckling at his mom's teat and living off his elderly parents at 30-something years old. Pathetic.
Ask yourself this. Are you truly happy? Are you truly happy? And are you at peace? Because as a man, you don't want to be at peace.
Yes, you do.
You want to be at constant war.
No.
When I look at my ancestors, like King Solomon, King David went to fight Goliath. He didn't back down. He went, he fought him, and he beat him to become a king. You think King Solomon didn't have pressure on him? He could have settled for 10 wives, but he wanted 1,000. And you think he didn't find out that his 997th wife was cheating on him with another general at another kingdom? And he had to get on his fucking horse and ride all the way over there with his boys and go annihilate whatever general that was and take back his wife to his kingdom. And he had a bunch of children running around where he didn't even remember their names. And he would wake up and had a stomach ache.
What? And he would wake up and have a stuff. Did this guy just invent Bible fan fiction? What is happening? Solomon riding across kingdoms on his horse to save his 997th wife from a cheating general is crazy. That is not in the Bible at all. Now he's literally making the Bible sound like an action movie, like he tries to make every other parts of his life sound. This guy has a crazy imagination. I'll give him that.
And the whole world was trying to tear down his kingdom and take away his wealth. And God was staring down at him like, what the fuck are you doing? You think he didn't have all that? He did. But men who love the pressure are men that you will always know about. Most men today are just travelers. They travel through the earth. You don't know who they are. You'll never know their existence.
Dude, people know you because you're a PDF. What do you mean? That's not a good thing to be known for.
If you don't know one single name from your ancestors, then by definition, you come from a bloodline of losers. It is time for you to break the cycle.
And you come from a bloodline of perverts, dude. You come from a bloodline of pervs. Your father was a perv, you're a perv. This is one of the most ridiculous things he says because millions of people, literally so many people, do not know who their great grandparents were, either because of, immigration, war, slavery, adoption, and, just simply just the passage of time. That doesn't make them losers. Your worth is not determined by whether you can, name somebody who lived in your family 200 years ago, okay? Like, this guy's so insane. By the way, fun fact, I did that ancestry.com thing where you submit your DNA, and it is so interesting. I know people are kind of scared of it, which I completely understand, but I submitted it, and oh my gosh, I just found out so many things about my ancestry that I didn't know. Actually, you know what? I recently found out that my uncle is Vicente Fernandez. How crazy is that? I mean, I didn't just find out. I found out a long time ago, but I never confirmed it until recently. And it's so insane. Obviously, he's dead now, but he does have a son, and it's just mind blowing. But anyways, moral of the story, before I get off track here, this guy's a fucking idiot. And he's the last person who should be talking about, a bloodline full of losers because he has a bloodline full of literal perps, all right? In my opinion, allegedly.
It is time for you to stand up as a man and say, it's either gonna be me, or my kids are gonna go through this, or my grandkids are gonna go through this. But somebody's going to fucking have to go through this. And why wouldn't it be you? Why wouldn't it be you that want to step up and say, I'll go through the pain, I'll go through the pressure? Why do I, as King Azoulay, one of the most influential humans in the world today, still get up every single morning and get to work?
Bro, stop. The most influential human in the world today, King Azoulay? Bro, nobody knows who you are. Nobody, except for losers like myself who find these alpha male idiots fascinating because you guys are so batshit crazy. Nobody who is actually influential needs to go around announcing how influential they are, all right?
Sitting here making this video for you, so you will do better in your life. You see, life doesn't cut it for me. We're just having some money, a Rolls Royce, an AP, and traveling the world, taking private jets and sitting on a fucking yacht.
You don't have money. What are you talking about? And private jets, dude, oh my God. Real rich people who fly on private jets don't need to make sure that they bring a whole camera crew along and they make 100 reels about it because it's just another flight for them. This is nothing for them. But fake rich people who are renting out a plane for content, pretending like they're rich, trying to convince others that they have money, need to make videos about it. That's how you know the difference, dude. If somebody is making 100 videos on a private jet, you know that, this is basically like a photo shoot for them, okay? Real rich people do not need to do that, all right? This is just like another flight, another day in the life for them. This is somebody obviously who's acting, all right? It's so transparent. He is cosplaying as a rich businessman. And by the way, not even doing a great job at it because he's wearing the same ugly ass crusty suit time and time again in every single video. It's like, dude, that's a dead giveaway right there. Get a new damn suit, all right? That one looks cheap. It's gross. You've worn it 100 times. Give it up already. Get a new suit. If you're so rich, you'd be able to afford more than one.
Instead of sitting on a fucking yacht. For me, that's not life.
Then why bring it up? Then why bring it? Oh, I fly in private jets, my AP, my this, my that, my yachts. But that's not life. That's not what's important. Then why bring it up? Why even talk about it? Dude, this is like all these alphas, like they lead with the flashy shit front and center, the AP, what is it? What's that watch that Wes always wears? The one that looks like he got it from a Happy Meal? The Richard Millard or Richard Millie. I know he calls it a Richard Millie, but I don't know if that's actually what's called. But dude, like they lead with all like the materialistic bullshit, and then by the end, it morphs into some sort of motivational speech. It's so wild because it's all part of they're selling a fantasy. You know what I mean? It's all part of the fantasy that they're trying to sell you. They're scammers, basically. They're selling you this whole fake lifestyle, selling you a dream.
For me, that's not life. That is just part of life. That is just a complete reflection of my internal hard work, the work that I have done on myself.
Hard work? Making videos, cosplaying as a businessman, and going in the ice bath is hard work? You call that hard work? Dude, I would die to watch this guy actually do hard work, actually do like manual labor, like work on a farm, build something like an actual manly man. I would love to see him do that if he calls this hard work.
And if you want to grow your own kingdom, and if you want to become a king, you have to learn to love the constant war that is happening around you and inside of you. And you have to harness it, you have to conquer yourself, and always remember, never fear fear, become fear, so fear himself will fear you.
There we go, same goddamn quote he says every single time, but There he is, you guys. Enjoy the pressure, enjoy the war. You can't be at peace because that means you're a weak man or whatever the fuck. It's so wild. This is how like children think. This is like how legitimately children think. Men who are like past the age of 18, they no longer think like this because this is so childish and immature. Like, oh, you gotta live in the war and the chaos. It's so stupid and ridiculous. Anybody who's actually a businessman who spends all day actually in a stressful environment, actually making sales and a legitimate business, it's not going to speak like this. All right. This is so ridiculous. Men like that cannot wait to go home and be at peace, live in the peaceful environment that they've earned. That's why they have everybody doing everything for them. That's why they pay for, massages, butlers, fucking chefs, whatever the hell, because they want to enjoy their peace that they've earned because that's the healthiest way to live. This guy is so ridiculous. He doesn't have the choice to do any of that because he is still living with his mommy, all right? Getting $1,000 allowance from her. Maybe she gives him money to, pitch in and rent a jet. I've heard many times men doing that. They'll all pitch in like a few $1,000s and they'll rent a jet and fly to Vegas. It's very common, actually, especially in LA. It's a very common thing for these wannabe rich men to do. So he's not special, all right? I've seen this over and over again. This is so transparent. He's not rich. He's a faker. He's a phony. He's a fucking lame, you guys. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Take care.